Hi everyone, my name is Rhianna and I am an environmentalist. I'm an incoming freshman at Virginia Wesleyan University in the Baton Honors College. I am super passionate about the environment, which is why I'm going into environmental science. Today I'm going to be telling you a little bit about drinking water contamination, specifically PFAs, which are per and polyfluoroalkyl substances, and they are in the class of forever chemicals. So PFAs have the ability to bioaccumulate and impact public health. So I'm going to tell you all about it today.
PFAs are especially useful in industry because of their strong carbon chains. Illustrated here is going to be the most simple atomic structure of a PFA. Their central carbon chain makes them very strong and also makes them very hard to degrade chemically or thermally. Because they are so strong and do not degrade easily, they're useful in manufacturing and making products. Unfortunately, though, once they're introduced into the environment, because of that super strong carbon chain and their inability to degrade, they are very difficult to remove from the environment and typically are there forever. Hence why they are in the class of forever chemicals. Once in the environment, PFAs have negative impacts, including the harm of soil health. They decrease drinking water quality. They disrupt immune system responses, and they accumulate in the air as a pollutant. On top of the previous listed effects of PFA contamination in the environment, removing them from drinking water is also very expensive. Most wastewater facilities do not have adequate technology to properly monitor and remove PFAs once they are exposed to the environment. Like other persistent organic pollutants and forever chemicals, PFAs bioaccumulate in living things. This can lead to a numerous amount of health issues. Especially in people, certain cancers can be caused by buildup of contaminants. They also act as endocrine disruptors, meaning that they disrupt the ability of hormones to properly work in the body. PFAs have the ability to dysregulate cholesterol, decrease antibody response, and they harm fetuses and infants. Bioaccumulation occurs when the rate of excretion of a certain contaminant is less than the rate of exposure, which creates this buildup because they're being exposed to more than they have the ability to properly rid themselves of. PFAs have been proven to increase the risk of kidney cancer, respiratory cancer, mouth and throat cancers, and digestive cancers. They are definitely a threat to public health. Once introduced into the environment, PFAs seep into the soil and through the soil into groundwater aquifers, where people are more likely to be exposed to them through their drinking water. They are also released into the air during manufacturing and later absorbed into the ocean, where they will remain for long periods of time. What is increasingly alarming about water contamination is the disproportionate exposure of pollutants, including PFAs, to communities with higher percentages of minority populations. Communities of color and those of lower socioeconomic standards are far more likely to be exposed to unsafe drinking water than to their typically white, higher class counterparts. This is why combating water contamination and pollution also relates to environmental justice, because those communities that already have higher proportions of minority populations are more likely to be exposed to the dangerous public health impacts from these pollutants. PFAs are perfluoroalkyl and polyfluoroalkyl substances. Like I said earlier, they have a very strong atomic structure, which makes it hard for them to degrade. Some of the common sources of PFAs include firefighting foams, nonstick cookware, shampoo, fertilizer, landfill leachate, and wastewater discharge. To avoid the negative health impacts from PFA contamination, people can install water filters in their homes and avoid those common consumer products that contain them. Water contamination has a ton of different sources, but we are not helpless in combating them.
In order for everyone to have a healthier and therefore happier future, everyone must have the same access to clean drinking water. So do your part. Check your local water reports, keep the environment clean, install a water filtration system in your home if you're able, and advocate for others to have that same access to clean drinking water that they deserve.